I was going to make a ranting video about this, not just because of what you posted, but from a few things I've seen over the last week. And I was like, who cares? This debate's going to fucking go on forever. So I just watched that video again, and I figure I'll just do this because it's going to be actually quicker for me. I know that sounds weird because it's probably going to be long, but this is going to be quicker for me to give you a full response to that and to the other things you've been posting. Because it's easy to misconstrue words, and when you read something, you may not read it as I wrote it. So let's get to brass tacks. The media is insane. It's insane, just from what you posted earlier, conscientious or whatever gun owner, good gun owner, shoots a dude in the face for walking up to his car. Well, it's not at all the fact. The guy is not a safe and good gun owner if somebody walking up to his car makes him shoot him in the face. Especially if he was the one acting erratically, and that's why the guy got out of his car to come talk to him. No, that guy wasn't a very good gun owner. But yet that was the title of the article, to make it swing one way, to make it catch your eyes and make you read it because that's what you agree with. And when I say you, I don't mean you personally. I mean a person who has the same views as you. And it goes the other way too. To be written completely different by somebody else who would be like, well, that guy was defending himself. He didn't know what that guy was going to do when he walked up to his car. You're absolutely right in saying that that's what would happen on the other side. You were. Because that is exactly what happens. Both sides have to split this shit down the middle, and it's disgusting to me. Left, right, fucking, I can't stand it. I can't stand labels like that. Democrat, Republican, left, right, I just, pro-gun, anti-gun, pro-abortion, anti-abortion, or pro-life, excuse me. It's insane to me. I'm a guy who is not an atheist or agnostic or religious, who loves guns, wants women to have a choice, and I have no idea what to be labeled because I also want to have a flat tax. I don't think the rich should pay a higher tax, but they will if it's a flat tax just because they're paying more. Yeah, so what the fuck do you label me? Guns. I love guns. Guns are great. Guns are fun, actually. Guns are a lot of fun. I don't think they're a lot of fun for everybody, but for me, they're great. I have 4 sitting up in my bedroom right now. I try and get to the range about once a week. It already went out. The First Amendment gives you the right to talk about what you're talking about, and for everybody else to print these fucking articles and to talk about this shit. The Second Amendment, in my opinion, helps to protect your First Amendment right. If you take away the general public's ability to own and use handguns and firearms and rifles and blah, 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 when will that stop? And I'm not saying that's what you're saying should happen, but a lot of the things you've been posting are akin to like what Piers Morgan was talking about. Piers Morgan would always say, that guy got fired, by the way, he would always say, I'm not against guns. No. If you want to own a hunting rifle and a handgun, I'm all for it. But how many times did you actually hear him say that? No, what you heard him talk about were stricter gun laws and high cap magazine bans and this and that and the other and assault rifles, assault weapons. There's no such fucking thing. An assault weapon is a goddamn fully automatic fucking machine gun. That's a fucking assault weapon. Let's be honest. And nobody can afford that shit. Because first off, they're expensive as fuck. Second, you gotta have like 3 different fucking licenses that all cost $1 million to fucking get one in the first place. That's an assault weapon. Just because they make what an M16 used to look like, and now they make it look more tactical, doesn't make it a fucking assault weapon. Everybody hates the term slippery slope. But here's the problem. When you start, and we have, and I'm not going to act like we haven't. We have put many laws in place when it comes to purchasing and owning firearms. We have. Way more than our founding fathers ever could have conceived. So we've done it. The problem is when you start to limit what I can own. You know, move to California. Oh, wait, you're there. Move to New York City. We already have those places. We have those places, and it's the fucking United States of America. Move there. When you start to limit what I can buy and what I can't buy because some dumb fuck, just like the guy in the video here said, ruined it for everybody, well, that kind of sucks. We're not talking about jarts. Remember lawn darts? I used to use those as a kid. Those were fucking great. They're outlawed now. You know why? Because they could fucking kill you. Okay, I get that. I'm okay with not being able to buy fucking lawn darts. I'm okay with that. It wouldn't be the same with guns. More people are killed with automobiles than guns. So why the fuck don't we ban automobiles? More people are killed by addiction to alcohol and tobacco than are killed with guns. Why don't we do something about that? There's many more things. You know, that study that you put up that I read and looked into, it was absurd. Because they factored in, just like this guy in the video did as well, they factored in people who committed suicide with a handgun. I'm not downplaying suicide, but here's the problem. If you want to commit suicide, you're going to fucking do it. If you don't commit suicide, if it's a half-assed attempt, that is a cry for help. That wasn't you trying to commit suicide. From what I understand, it's very fucking easy to kill yourself. Many different ways to do it. You don't need a fucking gun to do it. So that's absurd to include that in a metric when you're trying to measure gun fatalities, because that's a choice somebody made upon themselves that they could have done in any other way. You're never going to get rid of guns in the United States. And I hate hearing about other countries that have gotten rid of guns and it worked perfectly for them. Well, how many of those other countries fought for their own independence? How many of those other countries, and now I'm going to sound like a fucking wacky conspiracy nut, how many of those other countries are dealing with the shit we're dealing with our government right now? I think actually a few of them are. But none of their civilians are armed. You can't expect someone like me, who is a responsible gun owner, who does have a loaded gun underneath his fucking bed, not locked up in a goddamn safe somewhere. I've got one in this fucking drawer, I've got one up under my fucking bed, and I got two more in my fucking closet. They're all loaded, they're all ready to go. So unless I'm fucking in the shower, showering, I think I'll be fine. You can't expect somebody like me, who is a responsible gun owner, to agree with any of those points. And I know you said you didn't expect that. You didn't expect to change people's expectations or opinions. But I think it's tough for me to understand where you're coming from. Because to me, this is just common sense. If one person decides to not wear a seatbelt, well then guess what we get? We get the fucking automatic belts that we had in 1990 and 1991. Remember those? Remember those? They got rid of them because they were stupid. Because they still had to have an emergency release in case you get into an accident and the belt gets stuck. So guess what people did? They either just took the remember it was an automatic thing that came up? They either just took that and put it behind them, then they sat in the seat with the thing behind them and didn't even use a lap belt, or they just fucking disconnected it. The government knew it was worthless. It was a waste of money. Daytime running lights. Remember those fucking things? I think some cars still have them. Stupid. Helmets for kids riding bikes? Okay, I'm all for that. But there's some shit that's stupid. I'm still not wearing a helmet when I ski, no matter that Sonny Bono fucking crashed into a tree and fucking died. So I guess cooler heads prevailed there. The thing I want to end this on, and you're probably going to hate me for saying this, but the one thing that kept coming up in every discussion over the past probably 3 to 4 years when it came to mass shootings, and it's going to sound horrible, and remember, I have a kid, so you need to remember this. Me getting serious here. The question or issue that was brought up numerous times was, is your right to bear arms more important than a child possibly losing their life? The tough answer to that question is yes. The right to bear arms, the right to free speech, our rights as citizens are more important than individual lives. It's the entire point. It's the entire point to our system. So, no matter that there's idiots out there, and morons, and bad guys, and good guys, and whoever the fuck else, it's my right, living in this great fucking country, to be able to own guns, to go to the shooting range once a week, and no matter how stupid it may feel, that I feel more comfortable with a loaded gun under my bed, no matter how stupid or alien that might be to somebody else, it makes me feel more comfortable and safe. And I'm not hurting anybody. So because there's other idiots out there hurting people, my right to feel protected shouldn't be taken away because of them. Peace.